Hi guys, in this video I'm going to give you guys a little apartment tour and also tell you how I found this apartment and give you some tips on how you can find your dream apartment too. I think finding an apartment in a city like Seattle is pretty hard, but it's not impossible, and if you start early then you can definitely find the apartment of your dreams. I think definitely the first place to start is apartments.com. For me, when I was searching for apartments, I really wanted to live in a loft. So I was using that keyword search and I actually did find a loft that I really liked and I applied to it, but there was only one unit available. And if you didn't know, Seattle has a first in policy type thing where the first person that applies to a listing that meets the qualification, they are mandated to give the apartment to that person. So yeah, I just kind of missed the window. Maybe if I had, because I had been looking at it for a while, but I was, oh, I'm not going to apply yet because I'm not moving yet. But if you don't apply quickly and if there's limited units available, it's very easy to miss out on a place. So I would say definitely apply as soon as you find something that you like. Another thing that you might not know about Seattle in terms of apartments is that it's not the norm for there to be AC in the apartments. It's actually a bonus if your apartment has AC. A lot of people will buy little portable AC units and plug them in. So if having AC is like a priority to you, which I think for a lot of people who don't come from Seattle, AC is usually a must, a guaranteed in the apartment. So if that's an important thing to you, I would make sure to prioritize filtering for those apartments. And then also another tip, I think that the apartments that are most likely to have the better specials when it comes to, oh, first 2 months rent free or whatever, those tend to be the newer builds that are just looking to fill as many apartment units as they can. So I would make sure to prioritize looking for that too. But it's a good practice, especially if it's not possible for you to tour in person. I think one, it's good to set up virtual tours, which I did that for the 2 apartments that I applied to. And if you can't do that, then a lot of times apartments will have a YouTube channel where they post apartment layouts and everything. So you can obviously look at that too. But after you do that, I think another crucial step is to check the Google reviews for that apartment. A lot of times that will really tell you the true experience of the people who lived there, whether it's a lot of construction noise or something. You'll usually find out a lot of good information by checking the reviews of the apartment itself. Oh, another thing to keep in mind is that Seattle is very neighborhood dependent. The vibe changes depending on what part of Seattle you're in. So maybe if you're more of a party scene type of person, maybe you want to be closer to Capitol Hill. If living by the water is very important to you, then Seattle is so surrounded by so many bodies of water that it's not impossible to get a place that is within walking distance of the water if that's important to you. And also, there's something to be said for trying to prioritize getting an apartment in the area of the city that your friends live in already, wherever that may be, because Seattle does kind of have the reputation for it being harder to make friends. So I think that anything you can do to kind of lessen that resistance is something that I would recommend. For example, the apartment that I missed out on, it was honestly really painful because it was only $1,600 a month, which is significantly less than what I'm paying now. It was significantly less expensive. It was a loft. And it was in the area of the city where the 2 friends that I already had were living in. And I know for a fact that if I had gotten that apartment, I probably would have seen them a lot more often. Even though now I'm only kind of 10 minutes away from where they are anyways, it's just an extra burden that you don't really need when it's already so hard to make friends in the city. So I would definitely recommend, if you have any friends in Seattle, trying to live in the same neighborhood as them if you can. I also think it's very important to check the commute times for one, where your friends live, one, where your workplace is, and also necessities where the grocery store is and everything, and make sure that you feel comfortable. Check out commute times by bus and walking time. And I also do think it's important to, if you can, prioritize living next to a light rail station, 5 to 10 minutes walk from a light rail station, because that will connect you to so many different places, including the airport and everything, and also major hubs. Oh, and then also, if you're only here for a short time, let's say for an internship, I do think that the best place to look for apartments is Facebook Marketplace, where you can very easily see, especially if it's in the summertime. I think that's the best way to go, because there are a lot of colleges that line up with the internship cycle, where those are students who are looking to sublease their apartments for the exact duration of your internship. Yeah, so you have to find out what is your priority. For me, I would say my dream apartment is a loft. So that was what I was looking for when I first started searching. But obviously those are kind of hard to come by because it's a very like specific thing. And ultimately I realized through the apartment search that that's not a make it or break it thing. I would say the most important thing for me when I was looking for an apartment was commute time, especially considering commute time to work, because I work in Bellevue and I live in Seattle. So I really wanted to make sure that I was within one bus to Bellevue. Even if it was like a longer commute, I wanted to make sure that at least it was one bus, no transfers, that sort of thing. Which maybe even moving forward, if I had to find a new apartment next year, then I would look and prioritize finding one in Bellevue probably, just so that commute time can be reduced as much as possible, because that's the biggest, most recurring commute. So it makes sense to make that as short as possible. This is my living room. You can see it has floor to ceiling windows. This is where I keep my desk set up. I will just use the rocking chair most of the time if I'm sitting, and then if I'm standing, then sometimes I use the walking pad and just, take the rocking chair out and put it off to the side. Yeah, it is one of those standing desks, so I can just change setting if I want to use the standing desk feature. And then off to the right, those are my lights. This is the kitchen area. Having the couch and then the desk and then the kitchen, I feel it's kind of more organized that way, because originally I had it more in this corner of the room, but just with that big ass pole in the corner and everything, I thought it made more sense to have it here organization wise. The kitchen island is on wheels, so I can move it to different corners if I want, but I tend to just leave it right here. That gives the most kind of space for the desk and everything to exist. It's kind of a little bit narrow over here, but that's fine. This positioning makes sense for me. I have a lot of cabinet space, which is nice. Yeah, and then there's also more places to put things in here. This is my laundry room, which you can see there's kind of room for shelving, but then just the washer and dryer right here. And then this apartment actually does have AC as well. This is my fridge, and that's just kind of the entryway to the apartment. And then there also is another closet here. And then this is where I keep more winter type things, storage. And then I also keep my shoes and stuff at the bottom. So yeah, a lot of closet space, because there's also a closet in the bedroom. Is my bathroom dirty? This is me. So yeah, you can see I have more cabinet space and everything here. Yeah, mirror, and then this is the shower. I only have one of the curtain liner parts. I don't have a shower curtain for the outside yet, but yeah, it looks rather beautiful from this angle. I actually really do like the dark cabinets with the white countertops. I think that looks really nice. And this is just, I guess, the other view from. Okay, so getting into the details of cost and everything. So my apartment rent is $21.80, and then utilities, hot water, and trash sewage come on top of that usually. So it ends up being $22.60, something like that, charge once a month for rent and the apartment's utilities. And it's around 700 square feet. 1 bed, 1 bath. Yeah, I was trying to prioritize also getting an apartment with a lot of natural light, because I was worried about the winter time, seasonal depression, all of that, which it's starting to get a little bit colder. You can see I'm wearing a jacket, but I wanted to be prepared for when winter came, just in case. Because I do if I do get depressed, it's in the winter time. So I just wanted to prepare for that and do my best to hedge against it. But yeah. so far, I like it. I like having all the windows. I'm still in the process of decorating and everything, which I think that's another thing you can do to make something feel like your dream apartment, the decorations and everything. And I don't think I'm the best at decorating the stuff that I've got so far, but I don't really have like knickknacks or I don't know, vases with random flowers in it or anything. I'm still in the process, but yeah, so far I really like it. And I like the location. I like my distance from my bus stop to work. I like my distance to the light rail. It's especially convenient when I have a flight or something because I can basically just take the light rail straight to the airport or on the way back. The only thing I'm not happy with is my distance to the grocery store. I think I could have done a better job planning for that. I also didn't know what grocery store I wanted to be next to, which I mean, it doesn't really matter. A lot of the times I end up ordering my groceries so they don't have the hassle of trying to figure out how to carry them. But it would have been nicer if I was within closer walking distance to a grocery store. But overall, not that big of a deal. I think the main thing that I'm happy with is the apartment itself and the value compared to the price. I wanted to get a 1 bed, 1 bath. I think I could fit all of my belongings and myself in just one studio. But the thing is, Seattle prices are crazy. I was seeing prices for studios that were $1,800 for a shoebox. So I was like, okay, either way, you're going to be paying luxury prices in a way, but at least this way, I'm paying that price tag for something that feels quality, actually, So I'm happy with it. But yeah, who's to say I won't move next year? Try to find a loft. But anyways, yeah, I wanted a 1 bed, 1 bath because just in case my boyfriend ended up moving in, which yeah, I think that if he does end up moving, it will probably be after the year mark anyway. So I could have actually gotten a studio if I wanted to remain kind of downscaled until we move back in together. But I think that it's okay because all in all, I don't tend to spend this much in rent. Like before this, we lived together in Houston. So my half was $800 a month for rent. And before that, I rented a room in a house and my share was $650 a month. I'm used to paying a lot less for rent. So I'm like, okay, one anomaly of a year is not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. So I'm willing to just kind of stomach it for this year. I'm willing to. And so far, it's going well. And this is not a purchase that I regret. I do regret bringing my car here. So if that's something you're contemplating, maybe leave that girl behind. Thank you if you made it to the end of this video. Like if you liked it and subscribe if you want to see more. Let me know what else you'd like to see from me in the comments down below. If you're in the process of moving, good luck with your apartment search. Make sure to start early. And yeah, good luck. I hope you find your dream apartment. Bye. Yeah, I guess my dream apartment would be a loft actually, but this is close.